everybody. It's Morgan Strong Comnic here. Sorry, I'm in my jammies, but I love my new, it's not new, but it's the first time I got to wear it. My Muses sweater that I got from Box Lunch over the summer. I've been wanting to wear it for a long time, and it's finally definitely cold enough where I live. The grease just dropped like it was like kind of level, nice fall, and then crash, freezing cold. So yeah, I wanted to talk about my last convention for the year. I'll probably be going to a craft show, maybe a book signing, or doing one in the winter. Kind of depends. But yeah, this is con season's over, which no offense, I'm relieved because last year I didn't have any, and I was very sad, obviously. But then they all rolled over to the last 5 weeks, 4 cons in 5 weeks. My wallet's hurting, my eyes are hurting, my legs are hurting. But I mean, I had a lot of fun in every single one. Don't get me wrong, it was definitely worth it, but it's just a lot. So hopefully, if things can get back to normal post COVID, and cons can be spread out a little bit more. If we have to do less days for the same con, or I don't care about the mask. I'll wear a mask. I got my shots. It was a lot. But I ended with the big bang. So I went to Fanboy Expo in Knoxville. I believe they have currently 4 conventions that they run cross country. They are amazing people, and expos are huge. Like they usually have like 30,000 people in this one. Big guest, good variety. But I personally like Tennessee when we go because everybody's nice and just that Southern hospitality. It's really cute, but it's a real thing. Over in Tennessee. So yeah, okay. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna have to pause for just a second. I'll be right back. Sorry, I got a call. Hello. Hello. Sorry, guys. I got a phone call. I did. I clicked the button and it didn't respond. No, I really did. Yeah, he said he could do tomorrow. Yeah, I know, but I mean, he seems pretty confident. So I don't know. I guess we could eat somewhere. I mean, nothing complex. I haven't thought about it yet, to be honest. Okay, well, we we can plan for like four-ish, and then if he's still going to work, we can work around his schedule. Mhm. Yeah, I'm fine with that because Derek has to be in bed by 7. So Derek will have to be in bed by 7. So yeah, that should be fine. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, really. good. I mean, like I said, you guys can call me if there's a problem in running late or something. I can't eat seafood anymore. No, that one time I was throwing up my guts 2 years ago. I can't. I'll think of something that I won't make it expensive, and then I'll keep it close. I promise. And then Derek and I can pay for ourselves. Don't worry about that. Yeah. A lot. I wish you luck on that. Yes, sir. Um, the latest I would be home was probably 4. So not anymore. They changed it on us this year. We had to be there contract at 7:15 to 3:15, or we get demerits. Well, it's because we don't have prep periods and or lunch hours to ourselves. We with our kids all the time. So that's how we were able to validate it. But some teachers got upset about it, and others did. So yeah. But anyway, it's okay. Gosh, yeah, they come running back there. Oh, of course. Yes, sir. Try to stay warm tonight. And your kitties. All right. Well, I'll see you later, Dad. Bye. Sorry about that, guys. I was uh, talking to my dad real quick, so I'll have to make a link to the video later. But yeah, so Knoxville was it's always fantastic. Like I said, everybody in Tennessee is just so nice. I really enjoy it. Drive was a little wonky, especially on the way back. We always have weird things with the GPS on the way back, but that's not Knoxville's fault. Nashville is always crazy. We got to the hotel probably an hour and a half, 2 hours later than we wanted between Nashville traffic, and then we were just going to eat snacks on the way, but then we got really hungry and found Wendy's, which is always good. In Paducah, I have friends in Paducah, cosplay wonderful friends, so it was great to be in their stomping grounds. I'd love to stop by sometime and see them because Paducah seems like a really fun place. Kentucky is always fun to pass through as well. We passed through a ghost town in Illinois. That was kind of eerie, especially with Halloween. But yeah, we got there safe. Hotel was great. It was the Holiday Inn in Knoxville, although there's lots of them. But we had a Holiday Inn in Knoxville, and it was really great. I really enjoyed it. I went with my really good friend Alicia, and we had a really good girls' weekend. It was right before my birthday. So it was the 29th, 30th, and 31st. So yes, it was on Halloween on Sunday. And we always get VIP passes. So the VIP passes, a regular pass is like $45. I think, don't quote me on that. Depends on when you buy them. VIP, there's like 3 or 4 different tiers. We always get the lowest tier, which is silver, which is still like $160. But you get like all this exclusive stuff. And the biggest perk is line cutting. And I used to feel really guilty about that. So I bought my first VIP at Anime Senpai when I used to stand hours in line. And then instead I only stand like 30 to 45 minutes. And here at Fanboy, it's so huge that the extra money is just for the average year. It wasn't as useful this year because there wasn't many attendees. That wasn't the con's fault. But usually it saves you so much time, and it's great. But you get other stuff too. So usually we get like a fancy drawn VIP badge. This year, I guess because of just budget cuts and stuff. That's fine, but it's still just a basic badge. It says VIP on it. And then I got 2 special lanyards because I got fan packages, which means professional photo and autograph ticket for these people. It's the same cost as if you get them separate, but you just get the cool lanyard. It's easier to order, to be honest. But it's the same cost. I found that out from one of the nice attendant ladies. Everybody was so nice. Like I said, I can't separate or any of that. But Jim Cummings is the voice of Pooh and Tigger and Darkwing Duck. Oh my gosh. He's the voice of our generation. So he's wonderful. And then George Takei, or George Takai, however you're going to say it. I got his fan package as well. So Jim Cummings fan package was, I think, I want to say 110 maybe. And then George Takei was almost 200, but I'm not surprised by that. But I'll tell you a little more about their experiences later. So that's my badge. I always get a lanyard. Again, I'm running out of room for badges. I like to hang my badges up. I'll have to figure out something to do with that. But as VIP, you also get some other perks other than the VIP badge and access. You also get to come in like 30 minutes early, I believe, each day. Or Saturday and Sunday, at least, for sure. You get guaranteed access to the Q&As. Again, line cutting privileges as well. And photo op, which that one actually came in the most useful. And I have a photo op with George Takei. You also get a Fanboy shirt, and they have tons of different designs to pick from. So I got this one that said Dude. It's got the Ninja Turtles, and it's got Fanboy Expo down here. I really like that. It was between that one and Talk Nerdy to Me, which Alicia ended up getting. I really like that one too. And then there was Don't Calm Down, Be a Fangirl. That was in like hot pink that I almost always considered. But the calm down trend, I never got into that. But I did really like the saying. So it's kind of like, oh, that's really cool. So that's not going to fit. So yeah, so you got to pick your own t-shirt as long as they had the size. And they had ones from previous years as well in limited quality. But oh, that was really fun. So you got that. You got access to the karaoke night on Friday, which we were going to go to, but we were really tired. And then Saturday to the Halloween party with a live cover band, free snacks, drinks for sale. They did interactive games. So it was a really fun environment. I think the Halloween party ended up being for everybody, but on the thing it said VIP. So I'm not 1,000% sure on that. And I'm going to have to figure out which is what in here. Let me see. I kind of threw everything in here, to be honest. Okay, so you get 2 exclusive prints in the VIP bag done by artist at the convention. So I got Baby Yoda, and actually got to meet this artist and buy a print from them, actually prints from them for gifts for friends. Yeah, concert's the best place to get gifts for friends, especially because most of my friends are nerds. He was super nice, but all the VIPs, at least in the silver, got this print, which was nice, and an extra one from 2019. I know 2019 there was a row of prints, so like 6 or 7 or so. We got to pick one. I picked Princess Bride, which I still have, and signed by Carrie Ellis, of course, Wesley himself. So this is 2019. I guess it's Pee Wee Herman. Then please don't insult me. I'm not really sure, but it's the same artist who did the Yoda. So that's really cool. So I got those for free in this envelope. So that was really fun. I think the rest I purchased. I believe so. Yeah. Okay. So I'll save those for just a second. And then I also got, I have to dig around here. I got everything on my side. You get a random exclusive, not exclusive, but I guess they buy them or get them donated or something for the convention for advertisement. Funko Pop. They have the little ones, and I got Daredevil. So here's the one I got, and Alicia got Walking Dead. So they were random. I thought it was Tony Stark, to be honest, when I first saw it, because of glasses. I don't know how much it's worth. I don't know much about Daredevil. My friend cosplays as the one where he's got the black cover on. I know he can't see. I might say how much it's worth, sell it. No offense to Fanboy, but I do appreciate the gift. I really do. But I want to give it a good home. So thank you. But I like that you do that for your VIPs with all the other stuff. So thank you. I like being VIP. There's also gold, which is I think $40 more. They get like one extra thing. There might be diamond or platinum. I think it's diamond this year. And they got like, I think it's like $700 a ticket, but they got like exclusive like autograph and photo passes with just about every guest you can think of. There's a ton of guests. And even though like a handful or two had to cancel, like a lot did have to cancel, especially a couple that I really wanted to see, but I still had a good time. So yeah, I know 2 years ago with the diamond or platinum pass, they got to meet the Monkees, like two of the members of the band, the Monkees, and they might have had a private show or concert for those people. I'm not sure. I know it sold out, but I'm sure there wasn't that many of those. But I like that they do that. And you can also be regular attendee as well and have a good time. And so everybody, like you get all kinds of people. You get people of every age for nostalgia because Fanboy is like they are able to hire bigger guests and do like multi-genre. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. So yes, so there's that. Knoxville is great. I think it's beautiful. I think it'd be fun to spend a couple of days just to kind of explore. We were in downtown a lot because the convention center is close to downtown. They've got this giant, you can see, it's kind of, I guess, their version of the St. Louis Arch, is kind of where I'm close to. So it's a tower with a giant golden sphere at the top, and you can see it from miles and miles away from Knoxville. And that's where the convention center is. I think we went up in the elevator by it in 2019 when they were in two buildings. Thank gosh they were only in one building this year. It made things a lot easier than going back and forth, plus not as much security back and forth. But it's called the Sun Sphere, and that's really cool. And they try to incorporate it like, I think it's the dot. The sphere design is the dot on Fanboy's logo a lot of the time. I know it was in 2019 on their badge for sure. Yeah, it's Knoxville. It's the eye, the dot on the eye, which is really cool. But downtown is beautiful. It's got like a theater district. We saw it lit up the night before Halloween. So that was a Saturday. People were just in costumes, like adults and stuff. I guess all the restaurants and stores were having parties and stuff in the square. They had a little fountain in the square, which if it wasn't so freezing cold, I would love to play in. But we went to a couple different restaurants. We went to the French Market and I had a croissant ham sandwich, which was really good. Real simple, but really good. The croissant was very flaky. I got it all over me. I had to put my check on just so I wouldn't ruin my pretty dress. And then we both had real crepes. Like they had a crepe station. You could watch them make crepes. That was really cool. I got s'more. Alicia got salted caramel. We cut them in half and traded. So we both had half of each. And I'm not sure which one I liked better, to be honest. They were both really, really good. I'm sure the cafe was good. The coffee and stuff. Waiters were super nice. I also got, I haven't eaten them yet, but it says messy. It's the French Market with the fleur-de-lis. I took lots of pictures of the inside because it was very French. They had French music playing. It was great. But of course, I got some macarons or macaroons. I know there's a difference. Please don't yell at me. I had to take one out and give it to Alicia because it's lemon flavored and I'm allergic to citrus. But yeah, they're so pretty. So I'm really excited. We got that. She also got like a big fancy Claire. So yeah, that's how we started our lunch on Friday before we went to the convention center. It took a little while, but it was definitely good. They had some good breakfast looking items too, but we just missed breakfast. I think like by an hour. And then we walked to this little park just down the road, and it had different sculptures, like just an array of sculptures and some waterfalls. And it was, even though it was wet and rainy, it was beautiful. and I absolutely loved it. They had a few statues of the person kind of dedicated to the park, and I love statues and fountains and things like that. I just think it's so neat. So I'm glad we did that little walk. Um, Speaking of walking, we walked about 5 miles the first day on Friday, which was a 2/3 day, and then a full day Saturday. We walked almost 8 miles total. So our feet were very screaming. But I play a lot of Pokemon Go. I got a lot of Pokestops, so that was fun. I enjoyed doing that because there's not a lot where I live, so that was really fun to do as well. And then we parked at a church close by. Last time we went, it was $5 parking. All the money went to I think their food bank or feeding the hungry. Which, hey, that's great because you can't park by the convention centers for volunteers and guests only. So parking is, and then there's a student campus you're not allowed to park in unless you're a student with a permit. And I will say parking is a nightmare. So, but we went to park there. We called the office. There was a lady there at the church, and she allowed us to park there. She's very sweet, very, very sweet. So thank you to the Methodist Church across from the Convention Center in Knoxville. You guys are wonderful and kind, so we appreciate that immensely. We also ate at a Japanese restaurant, Anaba. I could be saying that wrong. I know it's A-N something. There's 3 of them apparently in Knoxville. We went to the one again downtown. Pillar parking was fun, but it's okay. But yeah, we did fine. It was loud and crowded, but they painted on the wall the most realistic or close to the source material anime pictures I've seen. And it was the history of anime, starting with Speed Racer, all the way to current, with I think My Hero Academia. They had Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball and all kinds of crazy. I got pictures on my Facebook. So that was incredible. And we ordered way too much food, but we ate leftover Japanese food for breakfast on Saturday morning because we thought our hotel had free breakfast. It did not. You had to buy it. It wasn't outrageous, but I'm just I'm fine with cold Japanese food. So we had normal stuff. I had chicken katsu with the side of noodles. I thought I got the wrong noodles. They were really thick, but once I put the soy sauce in them and absorbed them, they were so good. They were especially good cold too the next morning. I liked cold noodles. It has to be the right noodle though. So they were really thick and so good. They had gyoza, which burnt the roof of my mouth. I can wait 10 minutes. It still burnt the roof of my mouth. I have blisters for a couple of days. They were okay. I like crispier gyoza. Oh gosh, what else we have? We had calamari, which was Alicia's thing. I tried to buy it. It was okay. I've had it before. Tofu, which was okay. Our friend Amber makes the best tofu. She spilled us rotten. Other tofu will do. They actually have croquettes. We were allowed to get vegetable croquettes, which basically is just mashed potatoes. Because sometimes they have beef in them as well, which I would have preferred. But they were being kind of picky with how we ordered our food. But they were really good. I've made croquettes before. It takes a lot of time and love, but they're so good. Good comfort food. So those were good. And then I had some boiled eggs with my noodles, yum sauce, which was good. Not everything was my favorite, but it was good. Definitely a good Japanese restaurant. I love trying a Japanese restaurant anywhere I can, especially because I am an otaku. We're going to a con. So that was fun. And then we went to a pizza place called Tomato Head. Saturday night is when they were doing all the Halloween stuff. That was also in the square. I got a mac and cheese pizza. They were very sweet. The employees were excellent, 10 out of 10 there, but it wasn't the best pizza. I got crispy. I should have got extra crispy because it's still super thick crust. It did not reheat well, but macaroni pizza, I guess I'm not surprised. Alicia said the same thing. It was okay. It's not memorable though. It's just kind of bland. So again, they're super nice. And I love the name Tomato Head. But out of everything else, probably my least favorite thing we had there. And then we tried, I can't remember the name of it. It's a super famous chicken place in Knoxville. Oh my gosh, I lost it. But actually, some of the guests were talking about it Saturday. And we went and they were very good chicken tenders. I got to have deviled eggs. Actually had instead of crumbled bacon bits like some of them do. It's like crumbled up fried chicken batter. The eggs are a little spicy, which I'm not good with spice, but it was good. I really enjoyed those a lot. I enjoyed them. You got 2 sauces. I got classic ranch because, Tennessee, Midwest, you got to have your ranch. Missouri's not much different. It was a good creamy buttermilk ranch. I've had bad ranch before. If ever people say ranch is the same, that is BS. And then I had a really good aioli with mine. Alicia had like a candied maple bacon. And it was actually pretty good. I wouldn't eat a whole lot of it, but it was good. We just got the big tenders. I got 2. I think she got 4. And then cheddar biscuits. Those were good. We had those as well. So, and then lots of sweet tea, and they know how to sweeten their tea in Tennessee. So it was borderline too sweet for me. It was almost that perfect, like living dangerously for me. So I really enjoyed that. So that was really good too. I can't remember the name of it, but it's also in the market area, theater district, downtown. So I didn't plan for all that. I just did places close to the convention center. And almost everything tended to be down there. And of course, going home, we had to have Cracker Barrel because, duh, it's Cracker Barrel. They were super busy, though, because it was Halloween and it's Sunday after church. But, Cracker Barrel is always busy. But, Cracker Barrel is always a good time. So Knoxville, you are beautiful and amazing. I would love to tour you sometime, see your city. I love just a little bit we saw in the market square downtown in Theater District. And, of course, that park where the sculpture was amazing. I would love to see a show. I would love to see, there were some museums I was interested in that we were getting little glimpses of. Some beautiful paintings in like alleyways, like that stretched on the whole wall. Oh my gosh, it was really cool. I was finding all kinds of little things. There was like a lamppost that was painted when Alicia was driving around. I feel bad she had to focus driving. I tried to read the GPS in one hand, snapping pictures like a tourist in the other. But yeah, Knoxville is really, really beautiful. So I would highly recommend checking it out. All right, so the celebrities, there was a ton of them, but I'll talk about the ones I had encounters with because I can't judge the other ones because that's not fair. I think the highlight celebrities that Knoxville talked about this year were William Shatner and, of course, George Takei. William Shatner just came back from his outer space mission like a week before Knoxville. He did have quite a bit of security because they were trying to get, I heard a lot of camera people were going to try to get in. I don't know if that's true, but I did see a lot of security with him. I got a brief glimpse of him, and his table always had volunteers surrounding it too. So that was really cool. George Takei was in the corner, and he had plexiglass around him, also in the photo shoot. You could still hear him and talk to him and everything, but they were the 2 highlights. William Shatner's fan package, I think, was $285. That was before the space. I know he had a full house at his Q&A because I saw a picture of it on the Facebook for Fanboy, which is awesome. Awesome. If George Takei did one, it must have been I think he did one on Sunday, and we had to leave Sunday because we had a 7+ hour drive and had to work Monday. And Monday was also my birthday, so we had to get home. But yeah, so they were the 2 highlights. George Takei, obviously, people know him from Star Trek or his parodies of the Oh My. I know him as a cultural icon, being a very brave, wonderful soul, especially back in those days when acceptance was not as norm. Coming out as a star, that's really incredible. And he's just a happy person. I even told him the social media always cheers me up. I think my favorite little video I did is I saw him play Pokemon Go, going to a park when it first came out, and he was just precious. So I really enjoyed having the honor to meet with him. And let me see if I don't think I have his autograph in here. I do have it though, obviously. I think it's in here. But yeah, it's right here. So quite an honor to meet him. I see him all the time. I hear his voice. I've heard of animated things like Avatar and other shows as well. But it was definitely worth the money to meet a legend, even if it was for a few minutes. So there we are. Look how cute he is. Aww. And he just automatically did that with everybody. And everybody in front of me was like super, super giddy. And I'm sitting here like, I don't watch. Okay. So I hold on. I know how to do it. Obviously, I'm a nerd, and my father is an original Trekkie when he was a little boy. But I was just like, okay. So there I am with my damsel in distress shirt, and he put Morgan and my dad's name, JD, happiness, and then George Takei. Very nice penmanship. I thanked him for being such a positive influence and coming to support our fans. And he said, well, that's what I'm here for. And the world just needs to be a lot better, and I'm glad I can be a part of that. And I said, yes, sir, absolutely. And I said, he asked how to do my dad's name. And I said, J.D. That's what my dad is called when he was a little boy. And he goes, oh, what does JD stand for? And I got real quiet. I'm like, it's Jefferson Davis. And then he got real quiet and stared at me and goes, oh, because Jefferson Davis was a Civil War general. And there's kind of some controversy right now with Civil War statuary. I'll just leave it at that. But I told him he's the third in line. And back in the day, that wasn't the big stuff. He goes, oh, yeah, sure. He goes, I understand. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, my gosh. I don't want George to think something bad of me. But his face was really cute. Oh, so I think my dad will enjoy that story. So it's my autograph because my dad doesn't care about famous people. Have to be mean. He's just like the regular people, whatever. But I thought he might like to see that. And then I got to meet Lee Arnberg. I think I'm saying his last name right. Who a lot of people knew him from Pirates of the Caribbean. I am not a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan. I'm sorry. I respect all those actors. The story just does not compel to me that much. I fell asleep during the first one. And then I watched the third one with Derek's family when we were dating, and I was very lost. And then in Kingdom Hearts, there's some of the most difficult levels I have to deal with. So they stress me out. But anyway, he was in that. And I know him as Grumpy from Once Upon a Time. So that's where I was really excited to meet him. And he's just the most beautiful soul. You think, oh, he's going to be Grumpy. And he was just, how are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm doing good. He said, oh, he goes, I'm filling my day with light. I tell myself every day, I'm aiming for awesome, because if you're aiming for awesome, there's a good shot you're going to get there. And he was saying, and it's without you guys, I wouldn't be here. And I said, yeah, but without you, we wouldn't have a show to follow. And he's like, the circle of life. And he was just not preachy, but just very grateful for every opportunity he's had. And he would talk to anybody. And he would explain hey, Hollywood's a selfish business. So if you can get even one gig, your foot in the door, well, then that's a blessing. So you need to appreciate that. But I will tell you, he said, if you want to keep getting jobs in Hollywood, he said, you got to be an a-hole. Oh, yeah, he said the actual word. He goes, because yes, there's the pretty boy charmers, but they don't last forever. If you're an a-hole, people are going to remember you. So he goes, yeah, I get those gigs somehow. And I thought that was hilarious because Grumpy is Grumpy. And he said that when he was actually his backstory, when he was dreamy, before he became Grumpy Once Upon a Time, his character arc, he got to actually develop that story. And they asked him, do you think Grumpy would fall in love with the fairy? Do you think they would kiss? Are you okay with kissing this girl? And he was like, yeah. So he was kind of developing the story with the writers. And he said everybody there became like a close-knit family. He never had such a close-knit acting experience as Once Upon a Time. He said us oncers kept wanting more. And he goes, I didn't know what I was walking into any time I had to come on set. I Pirates, I kind of knew, ooh, I'm a pirate. That's really awesome. He really loved that. But he's like, I have no idea. And then I saw him at the after party on Saturday, and he was leaning across the table from Alicia and I, and he just grinning, and he's like, what's up? And I said, the sailing? Like I normally do, being stupid. And he's like, yeah, I guess it would be. And I said, well, it is right now. And he just didn't get my joke. So he's just kind of like, okay. So he walks off with some of the other celebrities. This attendant keeps getting in line and getting him all these fancy beers. And he's like, oh, I don't need any more. But he drank it anyway because he didn't want to be mean. And the attendant kept running back. He's just like, okay. Again, really grateful. And then Alicia and I were sitting down for a little bit resting, and I started singing. I saw her standing there from the Beatles because the cover band was singing that. And I didn't realize he was right by me. And I kind of looked to the side, and there he was talking. he's like, I mean, he was like right by me. So I was sitting, he was standing, talking to somebody. And I'm like, Alicia, Lee Arnberg's right by us. And she's like, I know. Trying not to move our lips. And I started like bopping my head and singing. And he puts his arm right here on my shoulder. And he goes, you just keep going at it, girl. It's like, you touched my arm. So Lee Arnberg, you are amazing. I jokingly said, will you call me a princess? And his assistant's like, oh, he probably will. And I'm like, oh, no, I mean, I told him it's my birthday. He goes, oh, nice, Scorpio. He said, you're water sign. He goes, so am I. But he goes, but I think you and I would make some fire together. And I was kind of like, oh, okay. But he actually put Princess Morgan, which I thought was really sweet. And I said, look at I said, he is the fairest of them all. I said, he could make Prince Charming go in for his money. And he goes, well, that's definitely true. Grumpy pirate love. That's so cute. And he took his time because he's like, I don't want to mess up her photo. So he was the doll. He was great. And then I didn't get the autographs. Alicia did, though. I wish I would have, now that I think about it. I got to meet the voice actor for Bambi and the voice actor for Thumper. So the voice actor for Bambi is 88 years old. And Thumper is 87. And they kept joking, like, yeah, Disney didn't know we were alive. And Thumper's actor is like, no, they really didn't know about me because after that, he didn't do acting anymore. He just went to a regular life. Danny, Bambi's voice actor, he actually went into World War II and he actually got a Purple Heart. So he was wearing like this maroon suit. He was classy as all get out, such a dapper gentleman. And he had like a beautiful Bambi mosaic lapel pin here, or enamel pin maybe. And then he had his Purple Heart here. So I thanked him and he did this and he grabbed my hand, like really sweet, like a grandparent. And he's like, oh, bless you, my dear. And I'm just like, oh, you're going to make me swoon. You're so cute. It's so charming. His assistant was sweet. So Alicia got a beautiful golden book signed by him and a print, and then she got Thumpers as well. And then we went to the Q&A, and they were adorable and they were funny. And she actually got he had quiz questions with prizes, which was fantastic. And she got the line that would be as a Thumper line, but Bambi asked the question. And Alicia got it right. So she got like a very rare print and that they both signed it. So now she's got free autographs. And I'm like, oh, I should have gotten like at least the book or something. I talked about how Bambi was basically in 3-dimension back in the day, back in like the 40s, because they would paint over like a clear paneling, like a wall panel, and then they would move it on rollers. And Alicia and I looked up the opening scene because I haven't seen Bambi in ages. Not since my cousin Austin was little, and he's junior, senior in college now. And we were like, son of a gun, he's right. I knew it was beautiful, but wow. I know like the girl who was being the MC with them, she's like almost in tears, just like being near them. So it was really wonderful. Oh, and they told funny stories like about Bambi's voice actor saw a deer for the first time at a park, and he was allowed to throw like feed at it. The deer didn't do anything. He's like, deers are dumb. I don't want to be a deer. And then Thumper got to like hold a rabbit in the recording studio. So that was pretty cool. Bambi also got a water gun from one of the workers, and one of the Disney workers he said most were really nice, especially Mr. Disney. Most were mean. One was mean to him though. And he waited till he turned the corner and like shot the water pistol in the back of the guy's head and hid. He thought like the ceiling was leaking and grumbling. I think someone saw him do it, but he was like, shh. So he didn't find out. And then he was in a meeting later, and one of the head executives told him that I need your water gun. I guess the god of insecurity took it. So then when he went to a convention a couple of years ago, they asked, do you want anything? And he jokingly said, yeah, I want my gun. So he told the story. I think it was at Disneyland or Disney World. And some employee actually went to the archives and tried to find it. They couldn't find it. Can you imagine going to the Disney archives? Oh my Lanto. That would be amazing. All the priceless items. So yeah, so they were dolls. I love the Q&A. I got a few clips of them on my Facebook. I got some pictures. Especially of Alicia getting their step signs. So they were great. I was really happy to meet them. And then let's see. Make sure some of these are presents for people. So I want to make sure I got the right person. Okay, got it. That's bigger than I thought. Okay. And then I got to meet, of course, Jim Cummings, who's Winnie the Pooh, Tigger. He's been voice acting for like 35 plus years. Like he was inspired growing up when he was a little boy because he was always the kid that would talk in class. Surprise, surprise. And he discovered he could do what like the Disney character, or not Disney, Looney Tunes voice actors did back in the 40s. And he's like, well, shoot, I'm just going to keep doing my voices. So he's wonderful. I really enjoyed him. He's not afraid to say what he wants to say, which was really fun. His panel was one of the best ones I've ever been to. Very funny. He wasn't afraid to do voices just randomly. If you asked a question, you had to say your name, where you're from, favorite dessert, and do an evil cackle. And I was like, oh, I can do all those with the last one. So I don't know if I could do an evil laugh. We heard some good ones though, but he was fun. And again, I did little short videos on my Facebook. I can share the link below to the album for you guys. They took forever to load, but he was great. I got a zillion autographs from him for different people. Myself, I got 2 for me, one for my personal, one for my classroom. So here we are together, and he liked my Winnie the Pooh dress, and I bowed to him. And he's like, oh my. And he goes, aren't you wonderful? And I'm like, I try. And like, I got so many compliments for this dress. And then even I was looking for something, but I can't find it. Even Saturday when I was wearing regular clothes, I had people go, oh, I saw you yesterday in the really cute Pooh outfit. And I was like half a dozen or more people. And I'm like, yeah. Sounds like Hot Topic. But yeah, I'm glad I got it. So he was wonderful. And then I thanked him for being such an important part of my life and my grandma's life. And I blew him a kiss, and he just goes, oh, and he told me in his Pooh voice, he goes, stay sweet as honey. And I'm like, okay. So, and then at his table, I told him to have a bouncerific day. And I think he kind of looked at me like, what are you talking about? But I did like my Yorkie folder. We talked about Yorkies for a little bit, talked about my grandma. 92 and young at heart and beautiful. And he's like, oh, bless her soul. And this is the one from my classroom with all of his characters, or lots of his characters. I didn't realize he was cat and cat dog. Like he said that, and I'm like, what? And then I went back and listened to a clip later. I'm like, son of a monkey, he is. There's a great cosplayer that's Pete. Like full body, not furry, but it was a full body costume. And oh my gosh, he was great. He did what? He did Eggman? He did Eggman. I'm pretty sure that's Eggman. I'm going to have to look that up now. What if it's just the games or the show or what? But oh my Lanta. I knew about most of these. Oh man. That's so cool. He really is the voice of our generation. So thank you so much, Mr. Cummings. You were the reason I wanted to come to Fanboy Expo. So it's great to meet you. And then last but not least, I got to meet Miss Margaret Carrie. I didn't know much about her other than she was the model for Tinkerbell in the original Peter Pan. Like she got to wear an outfit and do cute little movements with like oversized props. And the animators like filmed her and drew her and based that off for Tinkerbell. And when I was talking to Jason Narvey, Skull from Power Rangers, when I worked for him for Cape Comic Con, he and Mike from Comic Book Men were talking about her and how she had radio shows back in the day and how she was just adorable and hilarious and great. So I'm like, maybe I should meet this lady. So she had a crowd and she was just spending like all this time with every person. Everybody was laughing at her and talking about how cute she was. And she's just this cutest short little old lady, like beautiful, beautiful. So I finally like, you know what? I'm going to get a picture with this lady. I'm going to meet her. And I went over and I talked to her. I went to her assistant, and when it was my turn, she goes, "Oh no." And she looked at me and I'm like, "What?" She goes, "You are cute and you are young." And I was like, thank you. She's like, "Oh, Miss Carrie's gonna eat you up." Kind of like, "Oh, alrighty." And then she saw me, and then she goes, "Oh, you're so adorable." I'm just like, "Uh-oh." I could get like grandma smushed. But oh, she was a little angel. And she had beautiful gold sweater on. She had like a sparkling Tinkerbell pen. And I said, "I love your pen." And she's like, "Oh, thank you. It's from my new husband. We've been married 1.5 years." And I said, "Oh, that's wonderful." And she said, "Yeah, I was with my other husband for I was like 30 or 40 plus years." And I said, "Oh, I've been married 10." And she's like, "Oh my gosh." And she grabbed my hand. She goes, "Aren't men the best when they buy you things?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, this lady is, I want to be this lady." And then we talked about Tinkerbell, and she said about how she's so blessed and had fun. And a lot of the Disney actors, especially the classic actors, are going to do like limited appearances at the Disney convention next year, because it'll be the 100th anniversary of Disney's first actually animated short, not Steamboat Willie, but like the first animated thing he ever did. Or maybe it's just first thing he'd ever did. But she said like she's going to be there, and she's really, really excited. I asked her about a radio career. She talked about that. She sang to my friend Lonnie, apparently. So I was like about Paducah, and I was like, "Oh, it's so cute." Like she loved Superman. And then we went to get our picture, and she stood up from her stool, and I said, she goes, "You sit down." I said, "Oh no, ma'am." I said, I don't want to intrude." And I thought maybe she kind of gave me a look, and I was like, "Well, I am like over a foot taller than her, so maybe she doesn't want to like be too short." But I still felt bad. And she looked at me. She gave me that look, and she goes, "You sit down." And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." I sat down, and everybody laughed. And we got a picture together. By that point, we had a crowd of like 15 people like staring and smiling at us from ear to ear, like, "Oh, you guys are so cute. Oh, they're adorable together." And she's just like, "I love your dress. You're so cute." And I said, "Oh, thank you, Miss Carrie." I said, "You're an angel." And then she straightened up real tall, and she walked to the crowd, and she yelled, "Did everybody hear what she said? I'm an angel." Everybody lost it. And I grabbed her hand. I said, "Would you like me to scream it from the rooftops for you? Because I will." And then she nodded. So I stood in front of the crowd, and I yelled with my loudest voice. I'm like, "This woman is an angel." And everybody started clapping and then Alicia, who was sitting a couple aisles down, she came walking up. She's like, "What are you doing?" So, oh my gosh, Miss Carrie, you are just a shining star. And wow, Tinkerbell was never my favorite character, but I have a new appreciation for her because of you. And I did have to get this. She said, "You have to pick this one because I write a special message just on this one." And I'm like, "Ooh, you are a good saleswoman." But there's lots of other stars there as well. Like Courage the Cowardly Dog. His voice actor was there, and he sang with the cover band. He's a really good singer. Oh my gosh, who else? Lots of comic book artists, like the illustrator for the Goosebumps was there. And William Shatner, we talked about him. Kind of he's like the jerky doctor in Scrubs, but he's not really a jerk. The blonde guy, I don't remember. He was there. One of the two main animators from the movie Anastasia was supposed to be there, but he had to cancel, so that made me sad. A lot of places, if you were outside the U.S., had COVID restrictions, so they had to cancel. Oh gosh, my brain's going blank. I'm sorry, guys. Boo from Monsters Inc. was there. The voice actress for Naruto was there. Another Naruto voice actor was there. They were the main anime ones. No offense against Naruto, but I'm like, I don't really need to go over there. There's another, I think it was the cat from Lady and the Tramp, 101 Dalmatians. He was there. And yeah, there's a lot of celebrities there. which was great, which was really great. And everybody was really nice. So Fanboy, to all of the volunteers, all the people who ran it, which we got to briefly meet, although we didn't know it was him until later. He was behind us introducing himself to another guest. And he's like, yeah, I run this whole operation. And later I was like, oh my gosh, that was like the convention chair. I should have got a picture with him. Oh, and our friend Mickey Mouse, the guy who dresses up as Mickey Mouse, he was there. He was low key very President Mickey Friday. And he was great. Like I saw him, I said, "Oh, hail President Mickey," and he grabs me and goes, "Oh yes, you praise me," and he like started tangoing and waltzing with me, and then he went, and I had a flower. He's like, and I said, "Are we posing, Mickey?" He goes, "Well, of course. Why do you think I grabbed you in a tango?" So Alicia had to take pictures. I danced with them at karaoke 2 years ago, and he was there. Oh, he was so funny, and the guy in the suit does the voice like really well. And then Sunday, he was a vampire for Halloween, and he was messing with Superman. I don't think I saw him Saturday. Except I've heard he was one of the gentlemen that was participating in the Time Warp dance competition. And that's true. He did really good. Alicia did it too, but man, the people in it were getting into it. So that was at the Halloween party. That was pretty cool. Some of the best brownies I've ever had. They had like pecans and caramel sauce, and those are really good. So made you thirsty. That's probably why the drinks were cost money. But Knoxville, you knock everything out of the park. Fanboy, you are fantabulous. You can quote me on that. Keep being you. Keep being wonderful. I can't wait for next year with more updates. I'll try to save more money, so I don't feel as overwhelmed. But yeah, you got it. You got it, dude. And I did like it was in one building. It was still, you still got kind of lost, but at least the attendants knew what was going on. And then the setup, of course, for the professional photos was good. It was very similar to the year before, just spaced out. You made everything very clear. You kept everything going and organized for the guest and for us. So that is appreciated. I did like having the VIP for that as well. I 3 of those, and George Takei's definitely was the longest, but still they got us because they only gave us like 15 minutes to take pictures with everybody. So we had to like really get out of there. But again, the guests have things to do and panels and stuff. So that's understandable. They ran that really well. Everybody was nice and professional. The vendor's room was overwhelming. Like, oh my gosh. Like I got overstimulated a couple of times. That was my fault. But I don't know if you just crammed more vendors in there to make up for the fact that they were not in 2 separate buildings or what. I thought it was just a smidgen too crowded, but nothing bad. And of course, having the guests all against the walls is always a good idea. You did that the previous time I was with you, so praise to that. And the vendors were great, so no issues there. Other than them taking my money, but they deserved it. I know a lot of them. Or not a lot of them. I know a few of them I talked to were just a little concerned because they had to pay extra for the internet. Not griping, not being mean. I didn't know if it was because maybe the vendor's room was technically like in a basement type level and it was harder. But I guess as an art author myself, hi baby. I know every cent counts because you're trying to get profit. So again, nobody was really like complaining. Everybody was super nice, grateful to be there. But I just thought that was interesting. So I think that's just something I would be curious about. But you still get 10 sun spheres out of 10 sun spheres from me. So thank you, Fanboy, for making my pre-birthday weekend, my last weekend of 32, such a knockout. A knocks out. All right. I've been talking too long. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, learn a little bit more about Knoxville and the con and some of these great celebrities. And I'm going to turn this off and do a quick little video. I mean, probably not quick, but I'll try to be quick. Do my last video over all the swag I got. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned. Keep on singing. Keep on dancing. And support your cons. All right. Love you. And we love you, Fanboy Expo. Bye. Say bye, socks.
No, si